My name is Agimenta. Many of you know me as the leader of the clusterist resistance, but I consider myself as something else, an advocate for all of us. My father, Pana, now he was a leader. He was a radical, level-headed. He was so sure of his beliefs, so determined to change, to peaceful change. I didn't want to follow in his footsteps. I didn't want to lead. I thought the Union would hear us and they would let us live our lives. But I was wrong. We were wrong, and it cost my father his life. I had no choice. I could either join the cause or be eradicated by the government I once thought stood for justice. I know there are many of you that look at our cause and only see hatred and violence, but you're wrong. We don't want to do this. Every day I send messages to the peacekeepers asking for peace, for some solution where we can live our lives on our home, but every day those messages are ignored. To those of you sitting on the sidelines, hoping that someday, magically, this will all be over, I ask you this. How much pain can you take? How much cruelty will you endure? Because they will inflict it upon you. They will take everything from you, because they don't see you or me as people. They see us as insects, an unfortunate infestation on some alien's land. I wish I could say you have a choice, but you don't. Fight or die. That's all the choice we've been given by our oppressors, and I know what I would choose. All right, let's get started. So as you'll recall, last time you were tasked with infiltrating this refinery to steal the Krabby Patty secret formula for refining incandescent rods. Your cover for this operation was that you were going to be helping the refinery staff deal with some clusterist-affiliated eco-terrorists in the area. After a successful infiltration, Joseph stole the plans and ran into a guy named Glass Newlane while doing so. This guy is presumably a member of the opposition. He was also seemingly unaware that you are his enemy. After the successful theft, the facility came under attack. These missiles full of yellow gas burst into the refinery, causing the staff exposed to them to choke and die. Right now, it's Joseph downstairs near the factory floor witnessing this happening, and the rest of you are in an office upstairs meeting with the plant's head of security.
Wow, that's bad. I take it we hear that?
Yes. Joseph gets the up close and personal, but you hear that first, and then followed by the screaming is the ground shaking 3 times exceptionally loudly. Unmistakably the sound of heavy machinery landing on the ground. And after a brief silence, explosions, and then the sound of a very large gun firing automatically. And a hole gets Joseph, I guess, see this, bullets come through the refinery building, come through one side and out the other. And you see one poor worker just get absolutely vaporized by it. And all of you see a haze warning pop up on your heads up display, because whoever is here, as you may have expected, isn't friendly.
I have a kind of abstract question.
Sure.
And just based on what we know, because we're kind of operating as a deniable asset and the corporate council is not our faction, do I get the impression that this is our problem, or should we be going full rules as written and taking off into the jungle to try and use this as a fun little distraction and so that we can raise their base when they're all away from it? Do I get the impression that mission parameters have changed, or do I have any reason to believe that we should give a shit about this beyond getting away?
So the premise of the mission is basically you are assisting these people.
Okay.
If you run away at this point, and you're the ones who were most capable of defending this, I think they would see this part of the mission as a failure.
Okay.
Although you have accomplished your primary objective. So,
it's true.
It's really up. You definitely get some flack for it, but if you want to save the energy, it's up to you.
Oh no, I didn't mean to abandon these fuckers, but I meant just trying to complete the objective of rooting out their base in the jungle rather than fighting them here. Because the whole reason we left our frames behind is so that they wouldn't go to ground.
Yes.
But like,
however-
if we call everything to bear in this mission, like for this fight right here, it might cause issues down the line for the other thing if we're even still interested in trying to do it.
Up to you.
Presumably,
Well,
their forces are split up. Half of them are here. Maybe there's some left behind at the base. If we get our frames, we can do like a scan of the immediate area of the woods, see activity, find out where the base is immediately, and then choose what to do after that. If we roll well.
Yeah, think of it this way. The main purpose of this mission is to protect the refinery.
Okay.
Your timetable is just moved up exceptionally.
Yeah, we got to get our frames. Geist is going to look at the guy here and he's like, I need to get outside somewhere I can see this guy now.
The stairwell right outside. What's going on?
You're being attacked, you fucking idiot. And then Geist boots it out of the room.
Heck,
Fast as
just
he
looks at him. You should leave.
Everybody just hears this high pitched, like, fuck, I can't whistle. High pitched whistle.
Yeah, please don't whistle.
High pitched whistle, and then like the telescoping legs of Loyal's exopod come out, like chunk, 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 and he starts kind of like telescoping legging out of the room at a high speed. And presumably the whistle was used to call the frames, hopefully.
The frames, we got to shoot the flare gun.
Oh, yeah, right.
That's the bitch about the hazes. Can't
Yeah.
call them in.
Yeah.
So, Joseph, you are the closest to the factory floor right now while everyone is running to presumably the roof.
Yes.
Are you heading that way too, or do you have something else in mind?
Could I film what I just saw, like with my eyes, from what I witnessed, or no?
Yes. I'm just looking to see if you need to check off. No, a
Anything for that?
smartphone is a free load, so you don't need to check that off. Yes,
Okay.
you can record that. Sure.
I just want to record what I saw, like everything
gas?
happening on the factory floor.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. I'll probably radio to Loyal, and I'll say, "You heard that too, right?
Yes, what's happening out there?
I think we're under attack. I got the objective. Should I meet you somewhere outside?"
Going to the roof now, quickly.
Yes. All right. I'm going to the roof.
All right. This sounds like a group action. You're all trying to get up the roof while avoiding being hurt.
Hell yeah.
You're in a risky position presently. So we're going to do a group action. It's going to be a prowl. So when you all want to do something together, I'll set the position in effect, and it's going to be risky standard. Everyone just has on their bonus standard. So everyone's going to roll prowl. We're going to take the highest result between all of you. But whoever's leading the action, this is going to be the main prowler, takes 1 stress for each person that rolled a 1 to 3 as their best result.
Who has stress right now? Anybody?
I think who has prowl? Because so
I have 2 prowl.
The best prowl result. I think we should probably let Joseph lead it because he is our prowler.
It doesn't matter who leads it in terms of the skill rating, because no matter who roll, you all roll. It's just you take the highest result.
Oh, you take
It's
the
just
highest result.
the leader is the one who has to pick up the slack for everyone else and gets the stress for it.
Okay, who?
I already have a
who got-
stress.
I believe you.
Forget.
I mean, I don't know. Is there stress on your sheet?
I had some. You guys cleared it out. You guys cut loose last time, but I don't know
but
if
like
I
during this
cleared all of
mission,
it.
did I get one? I forget.
No, you haven't. You haven't accrued any of this.
okay.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
did you? He didn't push himself, did he?
You
Or
did.
No, I did. I
did.
did.
So you should
Yeah,
have.
so I did. I should have
You should
one.
have two stress. It's 2
Two?
to push
Okay.
yourself. Yeah.
Okay, so I have 2 stress.
I have no stress. I could lead it.
Okay.
Hex has
Sneaky
1 stress.
dolphin. Let's go. I have really bad prowl.
Okay. Everyone roll prowl. Does anyone want to push themselves? It'd actually be statistically a bad idea to push yourself here.
Yeah,
No.
I will not.
Damn.
Let's prowl.
Let's prowl.
Okay, so that
Hey, I did good.
2
Good
failures
shit, guys.
and 2 partial successes. So we're gonna take
That's
the partial
fucking
success.
sweet.
And Sunlith, you take 2 stress.
Easy.
A partial success with 0 dice is pretty dang good.
No,
I'm
not
proud of
bad at all.
everybody.
So you guys run up the stairs very, very quickly. You know, it's kind of hard with all of you. You pass some like employees who are coming down from higher office levels. You're like, oh my God, what's going on? You know, some of them are like coughing trying to help each other down. And there's like these little windows in the stairwell where you can see outside, and you see these huge frames, 3 of them, surplus military units that Hex and Geist and Loyal you'd be familiar with. These are likely fixed up peacekeeper models from like the early years of the war. And from the markings on the frames, you would actually recognize these as members of the Hyenas, which is the scavenging squad. And there are 3 of them. The first one we're going to call Graft, is one with a very large flamethrower, and he is currently lighting a little barracks on the side of the refinery on fire, and there are people dying. The second one we will call Weld, who is a frame with a large plasma blade and this like huge submachine gun. And you can hear these shell casings hitting the ground as the bullets hit the building. And then frame 3 is called Egg White, who is a frame with a big sniper, like a laser sniper, and it is kind of hanging back. It's a little bit smaller. It's like perched on top of a smokestack right now. And yeah, there are 3 clocks I've made in the visible clock section, and that is for each of these frames. And so the consequence of your partial success is that as you go up, you are brought face to face with one of these office doors that is open and is leaking this yellow gas into the stairwell, which is blocking your path. You can try to run past it before it gets fully floods the stairwell, but that is up to you. But you are in a desperate position is the real consequence here.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna. I mean, Geist is he knows what he's got to do. He's just gonna. I think he's just gonna try and boot it. He's just gonna sprint as fast as his little robot legs will take him, which is not perhaps quite as much as would be good. I don't know. Is that finesse or would it be? I don't know what skill applies here.
It's also worth noting for everyone, except for Joseph. You don't have to worry about this because this is meant only for biological organisms and it will not affect you at all.
Yippee!
There is a thing on your character sheet called an environmental suit, which is 2 load, which will make you immune to this as long as it is not breached.
I have actually a fine environmental suit.
Oh, look at that.
It's extra nice, I think, and I got plenty of load. I will check off load for my fine environmental suit.
Sure. And it'll be 2 boxes because I actually talked to Austin Ramsey about this, about how this works. And if you were not wearing it when you started the mission, then it is 2 loads.
Yes. Okay. So yeah,
all the organics should probably check that off.
I can hold my breath for 10 minutes.
Okay.
it will probably still burn your skin.
I'm in a pod.
You don't have
I have a system that my water is constantly being oxygenated by some like little micro fans that are like drawing air into my complex system, but I could like turn that off temporarily and try to hold my breath going through this.
That seems risky, but
Yeah.
That's really cool.
If you are going to be leaning on your clothing essentially
I should check it off.
be an environmental suit, then you should just check off environmental suit because that is what you are using here.
Okay, I will do that.
Joseph, you're fine. Flex on these meat bags.
Yeah.
Yeah, you stop in the stairwell. I think I imagine like Geist whipping out this giant duffel bag. Hex and Geist suit up really quickly in these little military environmental suits. Loyal, you like flick a couple switches and you go on internal oxygen reserves. And Joseph, kind of just stands there tapping his foot impatiently.
Am I with them now?
Yeah, you've caught up.
Okay.
we've all met up.
Especially now that you probably catch them suiting up, and that's why you caught up with them.
Yeah. I'm going to film this too. It's embarrassing.
I look and I see Geist's underwear. How embarrassing.
Oh my God. I kind of like it.
It is very robotic.
And you get up to the roof. I won't make you roll again for that. And you fire your flare into the air. And you hear like this little crackling static sound, which you presume to be Worthy trying to contact you, but you don't hear what it says.
One thing that very much surprises me is that there's not really any way to take a big ass gun as a pilot unless you are a soldier. We got rifles and shotguns here in the far future.
Does seem that way. And placed explosives.
That is true, but I'm not fucking. I'm not that much of a badass ninja. Joseph actually might be, but I think that the closest guy to us is the one with the flamethrower. So probably not a super cool idea to run up to him.
Punch him.
Yeah, I think we just gotta fucking lay. So as soon as he gets close, I have a very neat little gadget that allows me to pilot my mech remotely without any degradation of intent. But until the frames get here, we're kind of just on the back foot trying to survive. I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, is there any way that we can run interference on these guys without getting immediately vaporized by vehicle scale weapons? Nothing comes to mind here for me.
The old "don't shoot me, I'm nice" trick won't work. So I'm with you. It doesn't.
Oh.
Seems kind of dire.
Yeah, there's like the general out of combat actions study survey. Prowl interface. I could see argument for if you want to do like electric interference or something like that. I don't know. At this point, you are going to. This is going to be like either you're going to be trying to avoid getting killed by stray fire or direct fire, or be like, because if you just wait, the refinery is going to get fucked up. Like how long you wait and don't do anything is going to determine. And also, I'm going to make you roll a fortune roll.
Yeah.
Sure.
So think about it. Think if you want to do anything to mitigate circumstances before your frames arrive, because they are on their way. They'll be here very soon.
What does consort do?
Consort is for hanging out with people you know. Also,
Okay, we don't know these guys.
there are flashbacks. If you want to say that when you were sneaking off, you placed like, I don't know, mines or something around, or like some sort of, I don't know, thing. That's also an option.
Can I propose something?
Yeah.
And this is just looking at my sheet right now because I think I know what I want to do. But when I made Geist, the scar that I picked was cold, but I don't think it really fits based on how he behaved in the first action and based on what I'm about to do here. Could I switch it for reckless instead?
Sure.
Cool. In that case, Geist is going to look at his compatriots and he's going to say, if we don't distract these fucking things, there's not going to be anything left by the time our frames show up. And then he's going to run and jump off the side of the building in the direction of whatever which one of the three mechs is closest? Is it the machine gun sword guy or the flamethrower guy?
It's going to be Graf, the flamethrower guy.
That's really bad news because I'm probably going to do this anyways. I'm going to check off my grav shoot for one piece of load so that I don't pancake. I'm going to do a really cool descent jump off the thing. And then I think I'm also going to check off a rifle. And I'm just going to, as I'm falling, so Geist sprints, jumps off the side of the building, activates his grav shoot to slow his descent. And as he's getting down to the ground level, he's basically going to pop off a few shots at the flamethrower frame to just to try and catch its attention because it probably won't be able to do any damage, and then take off in such a way that it's not going to immediately barbecue him because I think I'm still kind of far away.
Okay, my friend. I think that's a prowl.
That's generous.
Well, good news. I have 0 in prowl and finesse, which I think would be the other one.
Does anyone want to aid?
I
feel
wanted to
like-
use placed explosives. Can I tie that into this?
If you want to do a flashback.
Yeah. Where is the flamethrower mech standing? Like relative to the building? Like, is it the plaza? Is it like?
Where do you want him to be standing?
I want him to be standing near the bathrooms. Coincidentally enough,
Sure.
where
Okay.
Hex just so happened to plant some explosives prior to this. He just had
Sure.
a feeling. He didn't, like, it wasn't meant to kill anyone. It's more of a distraction. But
As like a contingency when we were trying to steal the plans.
yeah, I mean, like, if someone was in the bathroom, yes, they would have died. But it's more of a contingency.
So I will give this to you for one stress with the caveat that you're going to have to roll some sort of roll for like, well, I don't know. What roll would you be angling for here if I made you roll?
In terms of stats, I think is this not manipulate,
I mean, I guess the question is, do you want to damage this thing or do you want to distract it?
distract.
Okay, I think I'll just give that to you and I'll let the bonus carry over to Geist. So
Alright,
just mark
cool.
1 stress for this, and Geist, you will
Cool.
get a D.
Yeah. Does this system have devil's bargains, or is it literally
Yes.
just the collateral damage one?
It's called the collateral die, but it is a devil's bargain.
Okay. Because I'm not sure if I might just push myself for an extra die, so I'm rolling with 2.
See it.
Okay. It's time to prowl. And this is desperate?
Yes, you are in a desperate position.
Yeah.
Go get him.
Yes! Haha! Success!
That's it. That's
Wow.
it.
Yeah, you jump off this fucking thing. Oh my god. And you're floating down. I imagine you're like firing automatically as your chute deploys, like pinging off this thing's cameras.
Yeah.
Right before it's about to put a flamethrower to a giant tank of incandescium. And it turns to you and it is about to roast you, but then the explosive goes off. It goes off. It's off balance now. The flamethrower like goes over your head, and it actually gets tangled up in some scaffolding almost. Like the explosion knocked it over into it, and now it's like kind of scraped up. And that's not like damage, but I'm actually going to tick a clock for Graft 1 tick because you did well, and it's distracted now.
Hell yeah.
What is everyone else doing as this happens? Are you
The
standing there?
question about this building,
Yeah.
like over the edge of it, like how sheer is the drop? Are there like window ledges? Are there like multiple levels that go down to the ground?
Sure.
I want to do some fucked up sea urchin shit. Like I imagine Loyal is just watching Geist jump off this building, thinking to himself, "Oh, human Christ," and then getting ready to.
Human Christ? Wait.
Well, there's probably a different dolphin.
Is there a
Christ,
dolphin
but
Jesus?
no.
Is there a dolphin named Jesus Christ?
It was.
Not
It's
a
actually a
dolphin
gardener.
named
He
Jesus
didn't
Christ.
accomplish much.
He didn't accomplish much. Well, we'll think about dolphin religion at a different point. But Sunlith gets his spokes in gear and just kind of like, to the people who are standing at the top of this building on the roof, it looks like he kind of just falls off to the side, but you like hear property damage as he starts to use the overhangs of the windows, any like things sticking out the side of this building, to have his spokes attached to that and get him down to the ground somewhat smoothly. But you realize that the amount of water and just like the weight of his body into this exopod is extremely heavy because everything is just breaking. He is tearing up the side of this building when he gets down to the ground and starts like shooting off with all these like spokes telescoping in front of him like some weird centipede, that he's actually tearing up the concrete and the like dirt also as he's running towards where Geist is to help. And I want to check off the item called an unusual weapon, because I would love for Loyal to have a disabling goo gun to shoot around the feet and the joints of frames while he is as a pedestrian and attempt to disable them in some way.
Okay. What do you want to roll for that?
I'm assuming that would be a
Let's see, a hunt or a struggle.
struggle. Yeah. Oh, I could use hunt too. It wouldn't really matter either way, but I already have like an experience dot in prowess, so I think I will do struggle. What position are we in?
Desperate limited.
Okay. I want that XP. Let's do it. Let's shoot a goo gun.
Ooh, oh
No
my
way.
god, another 6.
Damn. You
The
do
six.
that.
Oh,
Yeah, you manage to dodge as a humongous shot goes through the building. And the whole building shakes. And you shoot a giant goo gun at, I'm assuming the same one?
Mm-hmm.
Raph. And you manage to goo up his flamethrower, greatly affecting its potency, I guess you'd call it.
It's
Which one?
flamency.
Yeah, it's flamency. I'm going to reduce its effect in the future. So you're, as far as this one is concerned, you won't be desperate. against that flamethrower, which is good because it is very dangerous. Joseph, is there anything you want to do before the frames arrive?
I don't know if Joseph can do anything. I was maybe just going to do my fine optical camo and hide for now until I get my big mech.
Do you want to go somewhere? Like, let's say you know the landing zone of where the mechs are going to land.
Yeah, I would want to be as close to that as possible so I can jump in real quickly.
Sure.
That was a sneak over there. I like to imagine that Hex saw two of his squad mates jump off a building and then turns to the last one and he just disappears into thin air.
Poor Hex is just left. All
Hex
alone on
hit
the
his
roof.
detonator. He did his job, and now he's gonna.
That's
wait.
true.
I'm going to say, since you're using your fine optical camo, and since this mech is very distracted, you can just get there. I won't make you roll for it.
Cool.
You do notice that there are some infantry here as well now. They're clashing with the infantry of the people in the security forces here, but they are kind of losing because the clusterists have gas masks and the personnel don't. These gas shells are coming in from like some artillery nearby, and just really fucking up the personnel. But your frames arrive, my friends. They all come crashing down kind of behind the building, so there's not a direct line of sight between these enemy frames and your frames. But they're here. They're kind of sitting ducks now, so you want to get to them quickly if you can.
I know what I want to do.
Hair grass.
If you would
Get in there.
humor me.
I want to humor you.
5. Oh no! Oh, I fucked myself real bad, boys. Oh.
You use all your loads, so now you can't use your
I
other
used
load.
Yeah,
Oh,
we blew our loads.
I didn't even need this stupid rifle. Okay, yeah, I'm so bad at math.
Wyzak, I will offer you a retcon if you want, which is I'll let you switch out the rifle for an unusual weapon, which is only 1 tick, which is, I think, different than Blaze in the Dark. And say that you also use some sort of light anti-vehicle weapon instead, because...
Well, I mean, I could just take a pistol instead. If I was literally, I knew it wasn't going to do any. I wasn't trying to damage it. I was just trying to distract it. Okay,
Yeah,
so
I see what you want to do, and I want to have that cool, fine remote control moment.
Yeah, I really wanted it. Well, thank you for that. So what I actually am going to do is, now that the flamethrower mech is really kind of gummed up, what Geist is going to do is toss himself just like into, because I mean he already was in cover relative to the flamethrower mech, so he's basically just going to dive somewhere low, pull out his fine vehicle remote control, and then have the changeling try and put a railgun round through Weld, the sword and machine gun one. He's basically going to try and nail, well, he's going to have his frame kind of boost up and then put a railgun round through Weld.
Roll it.
I'm gonna try and bombard. So when his vehicle is in this form, it loses 1 point on maneuver and 1 point in scan, and gets them both in bombard. And it loses its fine mobility suite in exchange for the generic version of a heavy weapon. I believe it's just called a big. It's like supposed to be like it's heavy weapon, large bore cannon, but his has a big rail gun, and it's basically just going to peek up over the side of the building, and then there's a huge cascade of energy, and then it fires a supersonic shell at the other frame, which I assume is kind of just having its way with the facility right
it's
now.
It's just wrecking it.
Yeah, it's not being contested at all, so we'll give him something to think about. This is still desperate standard.
Yes, because you are still at threat here.
Okay, cool. Desperate standard. Let's go. Bombardment. That's a partial success. I'll take it.
Success. Are you also heading towards your frame at this time, or are you just gonna?
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of start moving towards it, but that's not that's like much less in focus. But yeah, I am moving as I can, so that'd be a good way to get shot.
Great. You do it. The shell goes right through. I think it goes through the building, or maybe you shoot. I would like to imagine you shoot it through windows. Like you've lined up 2 windows perfectly, so you can see Weld through them. It just goes through, like in between, like a firefight with 2 sides shooting at each other, and this giant like supersonic bolt of energy just cracks through the room, like knocking people over, but not killing anyone. And yeah, smacking Weld right in the Arm, I think Weld loses the arm holding the machine gun and now only has the energy sword.
Hell yeah.
But there is a consequence here, which is, I think, what is his name? Graf fire guy. He opens up his flamethrower and just shoots it at the ground, trying to clear it of its goo. And some of that is going to hurt you. And it's also going to hurt Sunlith, who is on the ground with you.
No.
And you are both going to take the level 2 harm charred as these like slightly weakened waves of fire hit both of you.
Okay. It does resisting this sort of consequence work the same way that it does in Blades, where you roll an action group. And
Yes, you're going to be rolling prowess here.
Yeah, would like to
That's the one
resist
that makes the
being
most
charred.
sense. So, the bad thing is that if I roll a 1, I'm going to trauma out of this fight.
Just don't roll a 1? Question mark?
You're right. I'm glad it's so easy. I rolled a 1. Fuck! Yeah, I guess. Good luck, everybody. Geist tries to run. He's activated his mech to blast that other pilot, and as the flames come looking across, he tries to get out of the way. But I imagine that like his cybernetic parts weren't really made to be combat durable. And he doesn't have any load left to check off armor, so he just, I imagine he gets very badly burned again, but more importantly, most of his, the servos in his arms and legs fry to the point where they're no longer capable of function, and he goes down. He gets another scar.
When a pilot
Yikes.
reaches their max stress, they can either leave the situation quietly to lick their wounds or push on recklessly. If they remove themselves quietly, the pilot feels all stress and chooses a scar suitable to the event. If they push on recklessly, they can take a dire action. A dire action lets the pilot ignore their existing harm or damage penalties. They cannot spend stress on this action, nor can they make a resistance roll since their stress maxed out. They get a 6 on their dire action. They can make another dire action when they next act, potentially long. If the result is 5 or lower, this is their last action. After taking their last action, they receive an appropriate level 3 harm and are removed from the scene in bad shape.
Okay, so the trade-off is that you get to act, but you get a level 3 harm to deal with. There's later an ability that lets you keep acting as long as you get 4s, which I'm going to buy eventually. But
Of course.
yeah, I mean, so I assume that I just I can act once the turn order runs back around to me, right? Like I'm going to take the dire action because it's the reckless thing to do. But I think do you want me to do it now, or do you want me to? Are we going to
We'll go back around.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Loyal, Hex, Joseph, who wants to go?
Get in there, soldier.
I mean, Hex
After
is
escaping-
exactly in a great position.
Are you guys still on the roof? Because I guess I'm the closest to the mech right now.
I could jump in my frame if it's dropped down now.
Yeah, I suggest if you can be in your frame right now if you want.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's just all get in our frames.
It's all getting our frames.
Robot.
I could go pick Hex up with my hand if I get in my frame, and then carry him to his frame.
Thank
He's
you.
still on the roof.
Since
I want to go back through the building.
Hex will remember this.
Hex is on top of the building. Loyal, you're on the other side of the building from your frame. And Joseph is in his frame on the correct side of the building as the other mechs.
Okay, Joseph has to pick Hex up, King Kong style.
He could if he wanted to.
If he wanted to.
I was gonna fight the other frames, but I can pick up Brian.
You hear a little
Thank
message
you.
because you have been in contact with Loyal for the duration of this mission, and Loyal's just like, "Hey, you should pick up Hex, bring him to his frame."
Joseph complies.
What does that look
Hex
like?
says thank you.
He's gonna use his sharp appendages, his sharp frame, and run up the fucking building and kind of claw his way up there as fast as he can.
Sure. That sounds...
Sharp corners is a frame perk that I have. I have it here.
I know. Are you pushing yourself to use it?
No. I was just gonna use it.
Like, talk about it.
Is this require a roll?
Yes.
Oh.
You're in a war zone, so if you want to
Well-
quickly and safely move your friend to his mech, that is going to be
A maneuver.
A maneuver. I would also accept maneuver.
I can do that. I'll roll that.
Are you pushing yourself, or are you going to roll at base?
I'll roll at base.
All right.
Uh-oh.
Here we go. Yeah.
Here we go again.
Start climbing up the building to pick up your friend and bring him to his mech. But your mech is not the most friendly mech in the world, I would say.
Pointy.
It's very pointy. It's sharp, as you were just pointing out. All its sharp corners.
That's true.
As desperately as you try to pick up Hex carefully, as you're picking him up, a stray round from the big sniper mech, Egg White, just grazes you and causes you to jostle. And unfortunately, it cuts your friend very badly. And Hex, you're going to take the level 2 harm.
Fuck yeah.
Shaved.
I got a scar.
As you slide down over this very sharp part of Joseph's hand. The moment stand. But you are in his hand and you are moved to your frame. You're just now have that.
Okay. Who thought making a frame out of sandpaper was a good idea?
So Joseph,
helps me get up buildings.
Do you want to resist that consequence?
What would that do to me?
It wouldn't do anything to you. It would help your friend. Since you rolled, you're the one who, I think, I don't actually know if...
So I could just get that for free? I could just stop that from him?
No. You roll and then you get... you expend points.
Okay. I'll I don't want to cut you up, Brian.
Give Hex very complex feelings towards you.
I'm trying to not cut you, okay?
Yeah, so you're going to check off quirks equal to 4 minus the number of dots you have in that vehicle category, which is going to be, since you did, it's going to be an expertise roll. So you're going to exhaust 3 quirks in order to resist this effect.
Gotcha.
Okay. But you are in your mech now, Hex. You are you're going to take just the level 1 harm scraped instead of the level 2 harm, whatever I said. Shaved. Yeah. And you're at your mech. So Hex can go and Loyal you can go.
I need to get to the other side of this building. Yeah, I don't think I want to use an item to get to the side of this building. I just want to use... What's a good thing to roll to get someplace quickly and not get hurt?
That is a prowl.
Well, that's when I'm in the mech. Yeah.
You're not in the mech. So it'd be a prowl unless you're fighting your way through, in which case it'd be I gotta accept the struggle.
Well, I still have my goo gun. Maybe it has some more shots in it.
You could try for a survey to see you want to find the route with the least conflict so you can just walk through. I would accept that, considering the situation.
That's a good point. I'll do that. I'll use my dolphin brain to survey this shit. What's my position?
Your position is desperate.
Cool. What are you gonna ask me?
Actually, no, it's not desperate anymore. It's going to be risky because the main conflict is off of you. It's going to be risky, standard. Do you want to push yourself?
I have 4 stress left from getting a bunch right now. So I want to wait to push myself when I'm actually in the mech. But once you get in the mech,
you use quirks.
Okay, fine. I will push myself to get an extra die. How many stress does that cost?
2.
2 stress. Okay, I can handle that, I hope. Survey. Partial success.
Okay. Yes, you managed to locate a pretty safe route past the fighting, especially because there's these loud plumes of gas, which you can actually walk through because you have your environmental suit on. So you get through the gas, you get through the building to your frame, and it's just bad luck. Someone sees a shape through the gas and takes a shot at you because you don't look like a human. So they're like, that's a hostile. Take a shot at you, and you can take the level 2 harm leaking as your exopod gets dented and starts leaking.
Would like to resist leaking.
Okay. Do you want to... You can check off armor and you can resist if you want to get rid of it completely, or you can just resist.
I'm going to check off armor and resist. Where is armor here?
You have 2 stress left?
I have 2 stress left.
If you do not roll a 5 or 6, you will trauma out. You will be joining Geist in the Bad News Club.
So I can't resist this at all. I'm just punctured.
You can take it down to level 1 by checking off 2 armor boxes.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll do that.
But yeah, no, if try to avoid traumaing out if you can, because ostensibly we still want to win this fight. Although I have at least one more thing I can try to do.
No total player kills yet. Okay. So I've checked armor, and this is now what type of harm?
Is this going to be level 1 harm? Cracked. Okay. You are
I
at
got
your
head
mech.
cracked.
You get back in. You're all good. X, I think you're the one who hasn't went. You're just freshly cut up by Joseph's hand, but you have been placed into your cockpit of your frame.
All right, Hex is ready to rumble then. Which of the opposing force is nearest him?
I think so. Just on the other side of the building, there's Weld and Graft, one with a big laser sword and the other with a malfunctioning flamethrower. And then farther away, near the edge of the stage, is Egg White with a big energy sniper rifle.
Okay. Question about gear. So, are the ticks I have from last time still apply? Like, I'm good to use those, or
yes, those do not go away.
All right, then Hex's first thing is to try to use his rack of missiles to get a sniper boy.
Roll me take a bombard or a struggle.
Let's do struggle. It is. Fuck.
No.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Lock on to Egg White with your missiles, and just as you do, a searing hot beam of plasma streaks across you and penetrates your arm, knocking your shots off, and they just go sailing into the air, away from any. So you're going to take the level 2 damage, I guess, melting.
All right. You know, that's better than I thought you would do. Like a child ran right at the.
No, you didn't. You didn't get rules of engagement for this, so.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Then
free.
Fire more racks of missiles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the only rule is don't destroy the refinery because we're supposed to be protecting it.
But yeah, you take that level 2 arm. Do you want to resist it, or do you have armor?
Let's see. Do I have armor? I mean, it's medium. So
You have. So don't forget that you get 2 free load of weapons or armor because of our mechanized cavalry ability. So you can technically take whatever your vehicle gear load is plus 2.
Well, that's why it says -2 on here. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? But it's like, we just get that shit.
Okay.
So you want to check 2 boxes for armor? That'll bring it down to level 1, and then you can resist it to level 0.
Okay, let's do that.
Right. You do so.
Cool. It hurt, but he's okay.
Do you want to resist?
I mean, beyond that.
So you took the level 1 harm still.
Oh, okay. And no, I won't. I'll take that.
Okay. That means you'll have reduced effect with any other vehicle actions, just so you know.
All right. He's just normal melting now.
Just normal melting. A little melty. Scorched, if you will. Okay, we're back at the top. I guess, Geist, you are burning badly.
I'm burning badly. And faced with a choice, Geist can either try to, do the sensible thing, try and put the fire out and not die. But unfortunately for him, he never does the sensible thing. So what I want to do, I think the book is very vague on if this is even allowed, but I assume that because I have my fine vehicle remote control, I can take a vehicle action as my like last desperate action.
Yeah, sure. Why the hell not?
What I want to do is I want to transform the changeling back into mobility mode. I want to activate my boosted reactor, which I haven't used this time, to basically super juice the reactor, and I want to have it fly over Geist to pick him up and then basically plow directly into Graft, and then I want to check off a melee weapon or 2 as my last piece of vehicle load to basically so the thing boosts up to hyperspeed, scoops Geist off the ground, and then torpedoes directly into Graft using its melee weapons, which are basically it's kind of like the stake driver from Bloodborne, if you know what that's like, but it's basically just like the fists are mechanized in such a way that they punch very short distances with extreme force.
Sure, that's sick.
So
I like that.
Basically just like jackhammer hands. But it's going to, so the boosted reactor is kind of just my justification for how it can do both of those things in one round because it's moving so fast. But yeah, I'm basically just I'm gonna try and plow into this guy super speed, and I am going to definitely exhaust a quirk to I'm going to I guess I'll check off roaring fast to say that basically just the thing it's It's flying real fucking fast, scoops him up, and then it's going to slam into him full force. I might take a collateral die as well. What do you? Is it the same thing where I ask you what you can offer me for it, and then decide if I want to take it? Is that
exactly it?
All right, what do you got?
So right now you don't have any damage, right?
No, I have no damage. I will have a level
You will
3
take a
harm.
level 3 if you take this action. I will give you a. What do you think is interesting?
I think that damage to the frame would be logical. I think maybe, I don't know, because he's already like facing down a very, very bad consequence, even if he fails.
Here's what I'll say. I'll say is that you will get a lot of publicity for this. All of you.
Is that we weren't told to be secret, were we?
No.
What is Geist doing?
Geist is going sicko mode. Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take the publicity. Will somebody? I mean, I don't think Geist, the character, wants it, but I, the player, think that that's really cool. Even though it's probably going to cause a lot of problems.
That's our squad reputation, isn't it?
Yeah, and we're about to have we're about to have a reputation as well. I mean, I guess it depends on how the roll goes. So right now I'm rolling 4 dice.
Mm-hmm.
I really want this to go. Wait, do you exhaust quirks to help other pilots do stuff? Can you still do that? Can you still leverage assists?
I think you can. I mean, it seems to imply that you aid with stress still, so someone could aid you, especially since I guess you're on foot still.
Okay. Does anybody want to assist me destroying Graft?
Hex used his bathroom bomb already. I mean, he's in a robot now, so fuck it.
How do you help?
Missiles, of course.
All right, just distract them.
Well, these are kill missiles, so could I use them for that?
Sure.
But distracts work too.
Kill missiles.
I mean, it is what it is. We'll see how it goes.
Hopefully.
Okay. Wait, actually, I don't. Sorry, one sec.
If it's by design that you can't give dice that way, that's totally fine.
I don't think you can push and aid.
Okay,
that makes sense. I'm not entirely sure though.
Then we'll stick with push.
I'll accept that ruling. I don't need any help. I want all the glory for myself. I will. Okay. So this is, I assume, desperate. I think it's probably standard, right? The booster only increases your effect in terms of like speed or going fast. So I don't know if if that applies here or not.
I think because I like you, Isaac, because this is an exceptionally ballsy thing to do, and maybe your last action for a while. I will give you credit.
All right, here we go. 4 dice. If I get a 6, I get to keep going.
You're about to see why they call him Geist.
I got my fingers crossed.
Oh, baby. Okay.
Success. I needed every last die.
6.
Holy
Every one of those dice. Yeah.
Wow.
You push through it. I think like you're honestly starting to black out a little bit from the pain, but the muscle memory takes over, and your frame goes speeding over your very head. The like foot probably lands within a few meters of you, but just plows into weld. Yeah,
it's not weld. I thought it was weld because weld
graft,
sounds like the fire guy would have, but yeah, no, it's graft.
Yeah, he plows into Graft, who is still struggling with his flamethrower. You punch through the flamethrower, causing it to explode into Graft's cockpit, and the explosion and your fists come out the other side, and he is completely out of the fight. He's dead.
Gosh.
Nice.
Got him.
I'm still in it. I'm still moving.
You're still fucking moving somehow.
Incredible.
Okay. I think Joseph and Hex and Loyal still can go.
Yep, I have something I want to do.
Sure.
Go for it.
Do it.
I want to have the Nautilus reach back behind its back, pull out its large shield, activate the shield, and then with all fin thrusters activated, just shoot over towards Egg White, our sniper in the distance, who's wreaking havoc on us, and engage them in melee combat.
That's going to be a
smart
prowl to close that distance.
That's a prowl, not a struggle.
Wouldn't
Egg
that
White
going there to fight.
maneuver?
Oh yeah.
sorry, maneuver.
I'm
Yes,
in
you're
my
right.
mech.
Egg white is on the opposite side of the refinery.
Yeah,
are not
that's why
close to them.
I am going fast because I again want to make myself a target. Want to make a big glowing shield coming at them quickly to make them stop fucking shooting at people.
Sounds like a maneuver to me.
All right, let us maneuver. Let me see if I have any cool quirk to use. Tell me, get another dice while I do this. I'll activate the 360 sonar while I'm doing this.
Sure.
Navigate myself out of any other incoming hits as I'm trying to maneuver towards egg white. So that's
Alright.
one more die. What's my position?
Risky, standard, because you're in your mech. It's no longer desperate.
All right.
You do it. 6 and a 5. So you go forward with your shield like in front of you. Egg white takes a couple shots at you, and the giant laser rifle actually bounces off your shield, hits it like just at the right angle, and it just goes up into the sky.
Yes.
And while you do not do any damage to egg white right now, you get close enough that they are forced to give up their elevated position. They drop down outside of the refinery and are honestly backpedaling. They are not in a position to really provide any support anymore.
Good shit.
So you kind of chase them away temporarily. We'll see if that keeps up.
Hell yeah.
Joseph or Hex.
Do you have a idea, Brian? You can go.
Well, Hex wants to go smack Machine Gun Man
Just like hands.
with
You
his
have a melee weapon.
collapsible baton.
You have the baton.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'll
I mean,
just run
I think
over and smack him.
you're close enough. He has a sword. You have a baton.
Let's
Who
do
wins?
it.
The bat versus knife.
The
Shit.
eternal debate.
We're about to find out.
It's back.
Keeps coming back.
It's never going away.
Yeah, roll me a struggle.
Sir, yes, sir. This is risky, no modifiers, we're good. Ah, knife wins.
Knife
See?
wins.
That's what I was saying. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, so you go up with the baton, but Weld is a little faster than you'd think, even missing an arm. Weld trips you with his giant frame foot, knocking you on the ground, and begins to plunge his beam saber. Name of the game.
Oh,
Fuck.
he said it.
Plunging
Should've
down
been
towards your
there.
cockpit. So instead of damaging you, I'm going to put you in a desperate position.
Okay.
Joseph,
I'll shoot that guy with my laser.
sick?
That's a bombard, baby. Can I roll it?
Yeah, you want any extra dice? You can push
Mm.
yourself or accept a collateral die if you want one.
I guess I'll give myself 2 more stress and push myself.
You do use a quirk now since you're in your mech. You check off.
Oh, okay. Well, I only have 1, and these don't regen, right?
They do after the game is over.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess I'll use a quirk.
Sure, use your last quirk.
My last quirk.
What are you using?
Redundant movement systems was my last one.
Are you on your wheels shooting them?
I'm
around.
I'm using the momentum of my wheels to really make this laser hurt.
You hop
That's what
on a
I'm doing.
skateboard, just like roll around here.
do a kickflip. Yeah,
That's
cool.
not good.
That's fucking cool.
Not a lot of good rolls today, gamers.
Yeah. So how do I hurt myself? I like trip and I shoot the laser into my
And
fucking brain.
There's a big banana, and you step on it. Everyone laughs.
Yeah. Then Egg White laughs at me from afar.
And then there's a rake
Oh
And then there's a
shit, that'd be
rake.
embarrassing.
God, can you imagine?
and a leaf child.
I think you shoot at. I mean, you're shooting at the one that was on top of Hex.
Yeah, I
Well-
wanted to try to help.
Okay, you shoot at Weld, and it
Oh no.
does miss because right as you are lining up the shot and like you have him right in your sights, it's just bad luck. The incandescent tank next to you just catches a stray, and that's all it takes. It just explodes. Huge explosion, bright white light just bathes all over your mech, and you take the level 2 damage. Exploded, and you cannot
What's it
resist
do,
that
though?
because you are out of quirks.
Ain't that how it goes?
So I guess we're back to the top.
All right. Well,
Does that put
Who's next?
Geist back up?
It does.
I roll another 6.
Maybe we'll
I mean,
see.
you can also you don't have to go in that order. You can have someone go first if you don't want to.
Yeah,
go yet.
if somebody else wants to go first, they can. I think I know what I want to do, but it might be a good idea for Hex to take a turn first to get out of the line of fire, or to maybe see if he can even deal with Weld on his own.
Yeah, Hex is gonna try to not get beam sabered.
Okay.
Not yet.
He's gonna try to roll away.
Are you trying to maneuver then?
Yeah, he's trying to outmaneuver this guy. He was a little in over his head. Gonna go lick his wounds.
Are you gonna push yourself at all, or are you just gonna roll it raw again?
I don't wanna. I'm gonna just not struggle. Let's do it.
Surely
I'm
this.
feeling lucky.
Yay!
Hey, look at that.
That's it.
Okay, you were lucky.
You are. Yeah, you roll out of the way. He plunges it down, and you know what? He didn't call 411 before digging because he hits a subterranean incandescent line.
It blasts up into his own face.
And it explodes up into his face. And because he already had 2 ticks, that's it for him. Gets completely roasted. His other arm gets blown off, and he is out of the fight.
Oh shit!
Hex brushes the dirt off his chest. Should have called 411.
Okay, who wants to go next? Loyal, you could go, or
Yeah, Egg White's the only combatant still capable of combating.
Egg White is retreating, backpedaling.
Yeah. I'm also assuming Egg White is distracted by the not 1 but 2 incandescent, whatever the fuck they are, explosions.
Yeah, sure. So what do you want to do?
I just want to drill him. I want to drill and disable his frame.
Okay,
I don't trust him to not come back and fuck up our shit.
let's see it.
Let's see it. This
Time
is
to battle.
a battle. I'm battling Egg White. Position risky.
Risky. Well, he's a sniper. I would say I would go as far as to say that you have seized the advantage here, and you are in a, let's call it risky great. Actually, still risky, but great effects.
Cool. Let's do it.
You want to push yourself?
Nope.
Okay.
Fuck.
Would you like help? Oh wait,
Yeah,
that's
we
already
rolled.
been rolled.
Too late,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
I feel like I'm far away from you guys right now too.
Yeah, you are
Chasing
like outside the
this
refinery
off.
chasing this guy down, and you lose this opportunity. I think Egg White,
Oh, he gets away.
he gets away.
Does.
He like takes a shot at your. I guess it's not going to damage you. He shoots the sand in front of you, and like you're just trapped in this giant cloud of dust. And when you get out of it, he has disappeared somehow into the forest.
Egg
And
White.
you have lost Egg White, and Egg White will return.
I like this.
Okay, cool.
So is this situation ended, or is the infantry still a persistent threat?
I think you are able to handle the infantry. They are both routed, and they have in many ways completed what they've come here to do, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
Sadly. So yeah, you are left rattled, hurt quite badly. The haze warning fades away, and you like look over the refinery. You were tasked to defend, and it is in bad shape.
Extremely exploded.
Very bad shape. And you guys are in pretty bad shape as well. And Worthy finally gets through to you, and he says, "Pilots, you read me?"
Geist. I feel like Geist. So he carried the momentum through from punching through. What the fuck was that guy's name? Graft. And then so he transforms his mech back into bombardment mode, sees there's no targets left, fires his machine gun at some of the infantry in the plaza, and then succumbs to his wounds. So it kind of just it coasts up, and then kind of the jets shut off, and then it kind of just stalls out and lands on its feet motionless, and Geist is passed out and burning in the field.
Yeah, I think Loyal communicates to Worthies like we have wounded here. We need an airlift out.
All right, I'm coming in. I'm patching through control, and you hear Miss West Edge's voice cut in and says, "This is control. Have you secured the plans?"
Plans are secured. Pilots are wounded. We need backup.
Affirmative. We've managed to locate where the artillery was launched from. We're going to send in the thimbles to clean up and deal with any biohazards. Get back here ASAP. We're these 5 minutes out. And she hangs up. And sure enough, Worthy does show up. Touches down, and You all load in. You find Geist in just fucking looked like he lost a fight with an air fryer. And you scoop him into the evac shuttle, and you load up and start pulling away. As the ship jostles Geist, you're like in and out of consciousness, I think, just from the pain and everything.
Yep.
You get this, I guess, synesthesia almost. Your vision is swimming and you feel like a faint alarm, a haze warning, but you're not in your cockpit, so it's not possible. And you get this horrible sinking feeling in your stomach that something is very wrong. And you're going to take the level 1 harm, minor haze psychosis.
Oh, no.
And
That sounds cool.
it is cool. The weird thing about it is that you're not getting this as a consequence for any of your actions, because this is a rival move.
And I think, guys, it dawns on you that he's here. Retribution, the one who put you in this coma. And again, you're crippled, vulnerable, and he's going to try to take everything away from you one more time.
Oh my god.
And we'll leave it there for today.